Hello friends, welcome to a new topic today in orthopedics. So let us learn about a few different types of nerve injuries first, classification, different one-liners, and then we will learn about the different fractures. Okay, so first we will see nerve injury. Okay, so nerve injuries can be divided. So nerve injuries are most commonly associated with different fractures and dislocations. So what are the injuries and what are the fractures or dislocations associated with nerve injury? So if you see, anterior or inferior dislocation of shoulder is most commonly associated with axillary or circumflex humeral nerve. Anterior or inferior dislocation of shoulder is most commonly associated with axillary or circumflex humeral nerve. If it is fractured surgical neck of humerus is associated with axillary nerve. Fracture shaft of humerus is associated with radial nerve. Fracture supracondylar fracture of humerus is associated with anterior interosseous nerve more commonly than median nerve, more commonly than radial nerve, more than ulnar nerve. Then cubital valgus is associated with tardy ulnar nerve palsy. Medial condyle of humerus is associated more commonly with ulnar nerve. Monteggia fracture dislocation is most commonly associated with posterior interosseous nerve, whereas Volkmann's ischemic contracture is most commonly associated with anterior interosseous nerve. If you see lunate dislocation, it is most commonly associated with median nerve injury. Hip dislocation is most commonly associated with sciatic nerve injury. Knee dislocation is most commonly associated with common peroneal nerve or foot drop. So we will learn about few fractures in this chapter. Okay, so if you see the few fractures, the first type of fracture is fracture of shaft of humerus. So where do you see this fracture of shaft of humerus? This fracture of shaft, so this is the diagram of fracture of shaft of humerus if you see. Okay, so this is the fracture shaft of humerus. So if you see at around around the lower 1/3 and upper 2/3 junction, okay, when there is fracture, there is most commonly radial nerve injury has been seen, and that is most common site of fracture for shaft of humerus, and that is the site where you see radial nerve injury. Okay, then if you see this type of fracture which you are seeing, this is also called as Holstein-Lewis sign. Okay, at this upper third, middle one, lower 1/3 and upper 2/3, you see radial nerve, and this type of fracture which is seen in the shaft of humerus which is associated with radial nerve injury is called as, this type of fracture, number one, it is a Holstein-Lewis fracture, which is a fracture of shaft of humerus, and it is associated with radial nerve injury. Okay, this type of fracture we call it as Holstein-Lewis sign. Now how are you going to treat it? So if you see the treatment of this fracture, for this you will mostly do non-operative treatment. Always you will do with treat with non-operative treatment, but sometimes you will have to go through operations, right, surgery. So what are the indications for surgery? When do you do surgical treatment in this situation? In this situation, surgical treatment is mainly done when there is any history of vascular injury, obviously, because here the most common artery is brachial artery. So if there is brachial artery injury, then there will be increased bleeding, right? So because of this bleeding, it is more dangerous. So in order to counteract this, to stop this bleeding, you will have to do a surgery. So in vascular injury is one of the indication for surgery. Then we have, if there are multiple fractures, okay, then if there are multiple fractures also, then you will have to do a surgery. If there is pathological fracture, if this humerus is associated with tumor and that tumor has resulted in this fracture, okay, then also you should do surgery. So vascular injury, multiple fractures or pathological fractures, in those conditions these are indications of surgery. Then sometimes radial nerve involvement after reduction, the nerve can be entrapped at the fracture site. Okay, during that time also you should do a surgery. You have reduced the fracture. Even after reduction of fracture, if you see radial nerve involvement, and that can also be an indication for surgery. Okay, but majorly these three are the main indications for surgery, that include vascular injury, multiple fractures, and pathological fractures. Okay, now so we have said about the surgery. Okay, now once we have said about the surgery and everything, now we will see how are you going to do surgery. What is the method of fixation? It's simple. It's like any other fracture where we can do plating can be done, or you can do nailing can be done. Okay, if you do plating, it undergoes primary healing. If you do nailing, it undergoes secondary healing. I have already said that you can do non-operative management also. In non-operative management, you can use either a hanging cast or U-cast. So what is this hanging cast or U-cast? See, if this is the hand of the person, okay, arm and forearm, there is this cast is put, the cast which is put is started from the mid of the arm, and then it is wounded, it is put around the elbow, and it is put till the forearm, mid of the forearm. This is called as hanging cast. Okay, or U cast. Okay, then so those patients, especially in females, there is one more sign which you see here. In females, the trochlea is at a lower level than capitulum, and because the trochlea is at a lower level than capitulum, there is increased chances of carrying angle in females. Okay, anyways, that is not important. Fine, that is about the humerus. Okay, the next fracture which is important here is about the clavicle. So in the clavicle, this is the picture or x-ray. This is the x-ray which shows clavicle fracture. Where is the fracture actually? This is the fracture fragment which you see, right? So this fracture is present in the most common area to get fractured is lateral 1/3 and medial 2/3 fracture is the most common site of fracture or junction of fracture for fracture clavicle. And if you see, this fracture clavicle is the most common bone to get fractured. Okay, and then what should you do if there is a clavicle fracture? Then you will have to treat it with either observation, or you can put a sling, or you can put figure of 8 bandage. Okay, you can either put a sling or figure of 8 bandage. So what is the indication of this operative reduction? See, that is the observation, right? But some cases you will have to do surgery also. So what is the operative indications? What are the indications for operation? The main indications for operation are, so if you see what are the indications, they include number 1, we have displaced fracture. Whenever the fracture is displaced, then you will have to do a surgery, right, in order to get it in place, and then there will be proper union. If there is an open fracture, you should do a surgery. If there are multiple fractures, you should do surgery. Complications like displacement of fracture, open fracture, or multiple fracture, in those situations you should do a surgery. Okay, next, the next type of fracture, the third type of fracture which you see here is supracondylar fracture of humerus.